What is up and welcome back everyone. Today is another day working on our off-road Subaru Forester build. Today we're going to go ahead and replace something that we kind of took off when we installed this awesome custom bumper. So as you guys know, a while ago we actually went ahead and we tinted the fog lights on here. Well, the fog lights were one of the things that came off of the Forester because, well, they were in such a such a bad position that they would have just come off if I was off-roading for a long enough time, and it was replaced with that super high angle approach angle bumper. So I am not complaining about that because now we can actually go ahead and angle into stuff without destroying our bumper. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting something to replace those fog lights. I have two of these Hella 500 Blackmagic lights. They're only 550 watts, just like the fog lights, but because the housings are a lot better, they're going to give us a lot more light. And in the future, I might have to go ahead and maybe put on some more powerful bulbs, like some 130 watts, like they used to do way back when everyone wasn't running LEDs. Today though, our install is going to be really easy because, as I said, we took the old fog lights out, so we can actually use most of that harness and it's good to go. But also, this bumper is already made to situate lights, so we're going to be putting them here and here, right in the front, right in the grill, kind of old school rally style, because that's going to be cool, first of all, and second of all, it's already ready to go. It's got two holes drilled right into our bumper. So let me go ahead, unpack the lights, and then get the brackets ready, and let's go ahead and mount them on. And to give you guys a little taste of where it's going right there. So one on each side, and it's gonna look super cool. It's gonna look kind of rally-esque and kind of old school Subaru, which is exactly what I'm going for. So let's go ahead, get the brackets on the bottom of these lights, and then see how we can go ahead and put them right there. And there we go. So we have the brackets on, and actually the brackets themselves are pretty easy. Just make sure you put this bolt in before you bolt it onto the light, because there's no way you're getting this on after. But it allows it to pivot on here pretty good. So this is going to be great for aiming it once we get them on. So I guess the next step is to take this and put it up there.
Because of the open nature of the bumper, it was easy as taking a ratchet, reaching up top, and tightening the lights down.
And just like that, we have both the lights on. Check that out. That looks so good. It's so much of the old school rally-esque, like big lights. So that's the main reason I did it, because it looked just so good, and it's kind of a callback to when this car was new. But with that being said, it wasn't hard to mount these up because the holes were already in the bumper. We just had to widen this one because the lights on here before were a little bit smaller. So I just took a 16th or like a 24 32-bit and just drilled through, and then just sprayed that with a little bit of some of the flat black paint, and we're good to go. So we've got two of them on. It's nice because what we can do is now we can like angle them as we wish now that they're on. I did have to go ahead and actually put two spacers or two washers, thick washers under it, so that if I wanted I can angle them down a bit. So there's that. But now we have to go ahead and wire them together, which, as I said, using stock harnesses isn't hard. The hardest part was actually pulling it through the grill. We're going to be pulling them through this corner and this corner for the lights, and I went ahead and did that already. So we have our one harness here and our one harness right here. So now we just got to hook up these. I'm assuming on Subarus that black is neutral, so we should just be able to hook that up there and hook that up there, and then turn them on and test them out.
After putting a little bit of solder both on the harness on the car and the leads off the lights, I was simply able to reheat up the solder and press the wires together. But not before putting on a little bit of heat shrink to protect our connections.
And after a little bit of solder, a little bit of burnt fingers, and a little bit of multimeter probing, we have the lights on and ready to go. So they should be just press button on car, and we should be able to get fog lights, or these aren't fog lights. I'm pretty sure they're a lot brighter than the fog lights, but they're plugged into my fog light housing. but check that out. They look so good. I was on the fence about, you know, throwing a big light bar on the roof because why not? Because we have that huge amount of space on the roof rack. But I think I went the right way with this just because it's so timeless. It's so classic. All the old school rally cars. And if you look up old forum posts in like 04, everyone's putting these on their cars. So it just seemed fitting to go on the Forester. So I think we got to do a test. We got to see what this looks like with them on and off, and then kind of comparing the difference. And then I guess we got to kind of set up the beam. I'm just going to use the actual garage door here to kind of set up the beam a little bit so I'm not completely blinding people. I'll probably have them off when I'm meeting people, but just in case. So that's lights, and then with this button we have the hellas. Those are so much brighter. Blinding. Not blinding. Blinding. Not blinding, that's sweet. Well, there we go. We got our lights all set up and I wired them correctly the first time. That's because I multimetered. I wasn't gonna try to guess, but holy, those throw out a lot more light than the stock light, especially when these guys are in desperate need of a polish. And this time when I polish them, I'm actually gonna clear coat them so they don't fog up. But those are going to be so much better on the back roads when you're going through like a logging trail at night and you want to see where you're actually going, because right now mine aren't cutting it. But we have one more thing to do before we finish off today's video of mounting those lights. So as you guys know, as probably you guys saw more often than not, Hella often has these covers on them. These are great for especially our neighbor province where I go all the time, BC, where it's technically illegal to have aftermarket lights like this bright, but I think because I'm running them as fog lights and they are technically driving lights, they're driving spread, they might be legal. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll probably just run these in the daytime anyways because I don't want to get in trouble with the cops. But I got something else for them, just because I thought it was pretty cool, pretty, again, period specific, kind of around that time when people were rallying these kind of cars, they would be putting those lights on them. So I got the grills for them too. So I'll run these most of the time because I think these look super cool. They're just little plastic grills with Hella on them. These are great for in the backcountry when you're going through like trails and stuff and you don't want stuff to swing back and break the glass because those are glass. You put these on them, protect them a little bit. So let's go ahead and toss these on the lights for the one little final detail. I don't know about you guys, but I really like those grills. It just makes it look like a little bit more of an off-road car rather than a road car. So I think I'm gonna leave those on for most of the time, but as I said, going through BC, I'll just throw the full covers on just to make sure I don't get a ticket. But that is gonna be it for today's video of installing these awesome lights on my off-road bumper. It's really starting to look like an off-road rig now. It was looking super like pre-runner before I put these on. Now it's looking a lot more pre-runner and more off-roady. In the last like week and a half, it went from kind of like, it looked like kind of overlanding Subaru, a little bit of lift, stock tires, and kind of that stuff, to custom bumper with a winch, with Hellas. Like we've went from 0 to 60 real quickly. So I think next video is going to be something really, really cool. You guys are finally going to be able to see, we'll do like a little bit of an edit of the Forester in its like kind of configuration for this year. We have one last thing. You might be able to spot it over here. This is all you're getting. You're going to have to come to next video because it's going to be really, really cool. We're finally going to get rid of those nasty stock old all-terrains. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys are getting really excited to see what's going to go on this Forester for, well, obviously it's wheels and tires. So stay tuned because that's going to be next video. So as always, peace out and stay humble.